Have you ever heard of the enormous spiritual power of salt for our lives? And did you know that ancient Buddhist monks and healers used salt to heal and make people feel better? What if we told you that there is a way to awaken your soul and live a more authentic and fulfilling life through salt? Through 7 ancient rituals, passed down from generation to generation, you will be able to rediscover the ancestral wisdom that lies dormant within you and harness the energy of salt to improve your life. And if you stay until the end of this video, you will discover and hold in your hand the key to open the doors of your true essence and begin an extraordinary journey of self-discovery thanks to the power of salt. But before continuing, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay updated when we publish new content for your spiritual growth. The morning sun gently illuminated the Kiyomizu-dera temple, whose sloping roofs seemed to almost caress the sky. The delicate scents of incense wafted through the crisp air, while the pilgrims, their hearts filled with hope and curiosity, gathered around the venerable monk Butsugen. His face, marked by time and wisdom, emanated a warm and reassuring light. With a gentle smile that lit up his eyes, the monk began his speech. Dear friends, welcome to this sacred place. Today, I would like to share with you the knowledge of a simple, humble, yet extraordinarily powerful element: salt. For too long demonized and unfairly accused of being the cause of modern ills such as high blood pressure, salt is actually a precious gift of nature, essential for our physical and spiritual well-being. Recent studies, conducted by illustrious scientists and doctors, have finally demonstrated that it is not salt that is the real enemy, but refined sugar, insidiously hidden in countless processed foods and sugary drinks, the main culprit of imbalances and diseases in our bodies. Salt, on the other hand, with its precious minerals, regulates hydration, nerve transmission, acid-base balance, and many other vital functions. Like all things, of course, salt should also be used in moderation and awareness, listening to the needs of our body. Butsugen paused, observing the attentive faces of his listeners, their eyes shining with interest and desire for knowledge. Among them was Hannah, a young woman who suffered from anxiety and insecurity. I wonder if these rituals can help me find serenity again, she thought to herself, with a hint of skepticism. But salt, Butsugen continued in a calm, deep voice, not only nourishes the body, but also the spirit. In the age-old wisdom of Buddhism, salt is a symbol of purity, protection, and transformation. There are ancient rituals passed down orally from generation to generation, which, if practiced with sincere faith and focused intention, can help us find inner balance, harmony with the universe, and profound serenity. Salt in your shoes, rooting yourself in the earth. A simple but surprisingly effective ritual consists of placing a pinch of coarse salt in your shoes, under the sole of your foot, before starting your day. This symbolic gesture, full of meaning, helps us to root ourselves in the earth, to connect with its stable and regenerating energy, just as the roots of a tree sink into the ground, drawing nourishment and strength from it. Salt, like a sponge, absorbs the negative energies that we can accumulate during the day, coming from people, places, or situations, giving us a precious sensation of lightness, stability, and centering. Try it for a week with consistency and trust, and you will notice with amazement the difference in the way you walk, feel your body, and face daily challenges. Butsugen recalled the story of an ancient martial arts master, famous for his invincibility, who used to put a pinch of salt in his shoes before each fight. When one of his students asked him the reason for this strange practice, the master replied, "Salt connects me to the earth, gives me stability and inner strength. When my feet are well rooted to the ground, No opponent can unbalance me. Hannah, fascinated by this story, decided to try the salt in the shoes ritual. I have nothing to lose, she thought. Salt in the corners of the house, purifying the environment. As you know, the corners of our homes, often neglected and forgotten, can accumulate stagnant energy, negativity, and even traces of heavy emotions such as anger, sadness, or fear. To purify the environment in which we live and transform it into an oasis of peace and serenity, place a small container, a bowl, or a plate with coarse salt in each corner of the house. Salt, like a powerful magnet, will absorb heavy energies, promoting an atmosphere of calm, harmony, and well-being. Renew the salt every week, preferably on Sunday, a day dedicated to rest and purification, visualizing a bright white light that fills every room, bringing with it joy and positivity. Butsugun told of a family who, having moved into a new house, felt a strange sensation of heaviness and unease. After trying the ritual of placing salt in the corners, the atmosphere in the house changed completely, becoming lighter and more welcoming. Akira, the wife, said to her husband, "Since we put salt in the corners, I feel like the air in the house is different, lighter and more serene." "You're right, I feel it too," Akira replied. "It almost seems as if the salt has absorbed all the tensions and worries." A glass of salt water under the bed. Peaceful dreams. If you suffer from insomnia, nightmares, or waking up at night, try placing a glass of salt water under your bed at head height. Salt, with its extraordinary ability to neutralize disturbing energies, promotes a deep, restful, and regenerating sleep, allowing the mind to process the day's experiences and the soul to travel freely in the world of dreams. Add a pinch of salt to the water, mix well with a teaspoon, visualizing the creation of a protective aura, and leave the glass under the bed all night. In the morning, empty the glass into the sink or toilet, visualizing the negative energies dissolving in the water and being carried away. You can repeat this ritual every night to ensure a peaceful and restorative sleep. An old monk, tormented by recurring nightmares, could not sleep peacefully. One day, a young novice suggested that he put a glass of salt water under his bed. The monk, initially skeptical, decided to try. To his great surprise, that night he slept soundly without being disturbed by any bad dreams. Kenzo, a child among the pilgrims, confided to his mother that he was afraid of the dark. His mother, reassuring him, whispered, "Tonight we will put a glass of salt water under your bed. You will see that the bad dreams will run away." Your name in salt water, dissolving emotional blocks. This ritual, passed down by ancient healers, is particularly powerful for freeing yourself from negative emotions, limiting fears and energetic blocks that prevent us from expressing our full potential. Write your name and surname on a piece of white paper in black ink, focusing on the emotions you want to release. Then immerse the piece of paper in a transparent glass container with salt water, visualizing your worries, pains, and fears that magically dissolve together with the paper. Leave the container in a quiet, secluded place, away from prying eyes, for a whole day, allowing the salt to do its work of purification. After 24 hours, empty the container with gratitude, thanking the water and salt for their precious help in your journey of inner liberation. Butsugun told the story of a young geisha afflicted by deep sadness over a lost love, who turned to an old village sage. "Master, how can I free myself from this anguish that oppresses me?" asked the geisha with tears in her eyes. "Dear Sakura, write your name on a piece of paper and immerse it in salt water," replied the sage gently. "The salt will dissolve your emotional blocks, bringing you relief and serenity." Salt and incense amplify prayer. Burning incense is an ancient and universal gesture, a sacred offering to heaven and a powerful form of purification. Adding a pinch of salt to the incense before lighting it amplifies the power of prayer, meditation, and any spiritual practice. In fact, salt not only purifies the environment from negative energies, but also promotes concentration, allowing our mind to reach a state of calm, clarity, and connection with the divine. Salt, in fact, acts as an amplifier of our intentions, helping us direct our energy upwards towards the spiritual sphere. Before lighting the incense, take a pinch of salt between your fingers, express your wish or prayer, and let it fall gently on the burning charcoal. As the scented smoke spreads in the air, visualize your request rising to the sky, enveloped in the purifying energy of the salt. Butsukin said that in an ancient Tibetan monastery, monks would add a pinch of salt to the incense during their prayer ceremonies. The salt, combined with the power of their intentions, was said to make their prayers even more powerful, capable of reaching the gods and obtaining their blessings. A man among the pilgrims, who had long desired to be cured of an illness, decided to begin burning incense with a pinch of salt every day, praying fervently for his recovery. Master, a young disciple asked Butsudan, "How can I make my prayers more effective?" "Add a pinch of salt to the incense, my son," the monk replied with a smile. "The salt will purify your mind and amplify your intentions, allowing your prayers to reach heaven." Purifying bath with salt, regenerate body and spirit. A hot bath with the addition of coarse salt is a deep and regenerating purification ritual which acts deeply on the body and spirit, washing away impurities and accumulated negative energies. Salt, with its osmotic action, helps eliminate toxins, relaxes tense and painful muscles, promotes the release of accumulated tension, and gives a feeling of lightness and well-being. Add 2 cups of coarse salt to the hot water in the tub, stirring well to dissolve it completely. Then immerse yourself in the scented water. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, visualizing the negative energies dissolving in the water like snow in the sun. Soak for at least 20 minutes, allowing the salt to perform its purifying action. You can also add a few drops of lavender essential oil, known for its calming and relaxing properties, for an even more beneficial effect. At the end of the bath, your body will feel light and your mind serene, ready to face life with renewed energy. Butsudan recalled that in ancient Roman baths, salt water was considered a true elixir of youth and well-being. It was said that Cleopatra, famous for her beauty, loved to immerse herself in salt water baths to keep her skin glowing and young. A woman among those present, exhausted by a particularly stressful week, thought that she would treat herself to a long purifying bath with salt that very evening. Salt on the doorstep, protection and prosperity. To protect your home from negative energies, create an invisible shield against unwanted influences and attract prosperity and abundance. Sprinkle a pinch of salt on the doorstep, right at the entrance. This simple gesture, full of symbolism, creates a protective barrier that prevents negative energies from entering, purifying the environment and encouraging the entry of positive energies, luck, and well-being. You can repeat this ritual whenever you feel the need to renew the protection of your home, perhaps after an unwelcome visitor or a period of particular stress. Salt, with its pure and crystalline energy, will act as a silent guardian, watching over your home and its inhabitants. Butsukin said that in a small fishing village, it was customary to sprinkle salt in front of the entrances of the houses before setting out on a fishing trip. It was believed that salt would protect the families from the dangers of the sea and ensure a plentiful catch. A businessman present among the pilgrims thought he would sprinkle a pinch of salt on the door of his office before an important business meeting to attract good luck and success. Buddha concluded his speech with an invitation to practice, his deep gaze resting on each individual pilgrim. Dear friends, these are just some of the rituals that Buddhist wisdom offers us to use the power of salt in our daily lives, to transform our homes into temples of peace and our hearts into sources of serenity. I invite you to experience them with trust and openness, with the awareness that true transformation occurs within us through constant practice and pure intention. May peace and serenity always accompany you on every step of your journey. The pilgrims, deeply touched by the monk's words, bowed in gratitude, their hearts filled with hope and inspiration. They took with them the precious knowledge of the spiritual power of salt, ready to experience its magic in their lives. The sun, now high in the sky, illuminated their faces, reflecting in the grains of salt that each of them held in their hands like a precious talisman. Hana, in particular, felt pervaded by a new energy, ready to confidently welcome the benefits of the salt rituals.